What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So this is the first time I kind of done one of these. This is going to be a structure deck opening, and to be honest, this like I said, I do packs as we were here chasing cards, but a lot of interesting things that are coming with this deck. There's a lot of different ways to play it, and I'm going to explore a certain version of this deck, so keep an eye out for a lot of content involving the Fire King structure deck. I did want to do a sealed only challenge with it, but then I kind of go back and forth and like, no, I want to have more control over the deck that I'm running, so I will be doing some variants and I will be kind of working with this deck. But another thing that I want to go over is a couple of interesting, maybe not a couple, but one very interesting thing that I noticed about this deck that I was talking about one of my homies at Ferguson's, David, and me and him had a little bit of chat, and he kind of we were kind of going over different things that happen at the stores. And to be honest, Konami kind of made obviously a change, and I'll talk about that more when we get into the video. So if you like what we do, please feel free to like, subscribe. If not, it is all cool. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Once we get to 500, we're gonna do a giveaway. If we get to 500 before the end of the year, I will be adding to the giveaway. So usually we're gonna do 2 TCG player gift cards at 50, at $25 each. And then if we get there by the end of the year, I will throw in a box of 25th anniversary collection. So hopefully we will be able to give that box away. So with all out of the way, let's go ahead and open up the Fire King structure deck. So the first thing you would kind of notice before I open it, it is way smaller than the normal boxes. Let me go ahead and grab one. I do have a couple. Of things right here. So this is just this is the Trap Trick structure deck that they released. Not really too long ago, actually. The Trap Trick structure deck. This is pretty much how they were coming for a while with this size, and you can tell it is significantly bigger. It's a little bit thinner, to be honest. We'll kind of go over why that is later, but that's just something that I really kind of noticed. I think with the Jack Alice structure deck, that was the first one that they did it with, but a lot of countries already had this smaller packaging. So before we go into it, I just kind of want right here, I don't know if you can notice this right here. This right here, I think, is a very interesting anti-theft method. I don't know if that's what you guys were thinking. I don't know if maybe you already knew that, but to be honest, this is actually a very ingenious way Konami has added in to try to stop people from simply stealing the deck. One of the bad things about the older product is they were in kind of like a plastic casing, or they were all kind of just stood up, and you could kind of just slide it out and just do this, what I'm doing with the packaging, and be able to get the deck. But with this one, even without the packaging, the deck is really not coming out unless you really just you have to sit there and you have to kind of bend it over. So not only did Konami kind of make the box thinner, which does save on material, which is good for your environment and whatnot, but by adding this little thing right here, they probably kind of really help stores out, because a lot of stores end up not if reason why Walmarts and Targets don't hold Yu-Gi-Ohs, because they're a very highly, it's a huge issue for them being stolen. And I understand Konami can't stop the criminals and whatnot, but at the same time, this is actually really cool. I like them taking these small extra measures to try to just keep people from taking things. So without once you gotta push that down, and once you push that down, you are able to get the deck out. And to be honest, see, of course I'm not sitting there trying to steal it. Someone could just obviously rip this open, it's stopping them, but as you can see, it makes it hard for you to just do it in a slick way. That's kind of one of the big things about Yu-Gi-Oh cards, was it was very easy to be slick about how you steal these things. A lot of people could just have their cards and put them in the card and just start sliding things out. But with that new method, it makes it way more harder. So if someone's kind of watching you, they're going to be able to kind of spot you. So let's go ahead and open this up. There's actually some really good reprints in here, very good reprints. Just wanted to go like I said, just want to open it, talk about the little the different sizes of packaging, and kind of if you guys thought it was just to save material, no, I'm pretty sure it's also an anti-theft measure. So let's go ahead and get into this card. So we got Sacred Fire King Ruinix. It's actually a really good card. I was kind of reading it, and there's a lot of synergy. It has a whole bunch of different things, so I can't wait to go ahead and get into that synergy. We got Fire King High Avatar Kieran. This one's also a really good card. A lot of people say this is kind of like a Shavara and Unchained for this deck, and to be honest, I can't really disagree too much, but I think it could be way more. So the High Avatar, Fire King Avatar, Rangbali. This one is just a one of. It's just you get an extra layer of negation. Not really anything too crazy, but at the same time, like I said, there's a lot of cool new stuff. Fire King Sanctuary. This is another extremely good card. Helps you search out. I think it searches you the Fire King Island. So there's just so much searching And I mean, like I mean, not so much searching. It depends on what variant you're running, but there is a lot of different ways. Like if you're able to search, then you're able to just keep going. You got the Grunix Eternia of the Fire King. To be honest, this is really not. I really don't see people using this one. I really see people waiting for the Fire Princess Link 3 and coming on the next set. So I don't really see too much use for like this guy. Fire King Skyburn. I see people using this at 1, depending on the version that you're running. But like I'm actually more interested in running something like Rekindling in this deck. I kind of think that'd be very interesting. Then you got the Echelon of the Fire Kings. This the trap is a little bit underwhelming. I mean it's all right, but you're mostly sitting there looking at the monsters and the different synergies that you could get with those cards. You got the legendary Fire King Ponix. To be honest, this one right here, super cute, kind of awesome that they finally brought that. They gave us this card, and like I said, this is like very good. Could really like enable a lot of different stuff with the destroying and the searching. So that's just like really awesome. Then you got the Fire King Avatar Grunix. This is kind of like all the other stuff. Barong, you run that at 1. Yaksha, depending on the build. Regular Kieran, Blaster, Dragon Ruler, Infernos. I really hope if you guys haven't checked out my banlist prediction, I'm gonna be putting out the banlist prediction. The banlist prediction should be out before this video, so if you haven't, please go check it out. But yeah, like I do want to see the Dragon Rulers coming back. I want all 4 of them back. I really would like to see like what happens. The Zoo DX is a little different. I mean, if they bring it back, I would be very happy. I would love to play Zoo, but Zoo's a little different. I think Zoo probably maybe wait a little bit longer to bring full power Zoo back. Burner Dragon Rulers, Spark, just a little baby dragon. Coach Captain Bearman. This is, so I think like pretty much from now on, it's like gonna be like a lot of kind of, I wouldn't say filler, but just generic good fire support to kind of just give the deck a little extra. Cold Soldier Wolfbark. I really do like this reprint because I think this got a rare reprint, and like you never know when this is actually like a decent card, a little decent extender for Beast Warriors. Really cool. The Chu King Amazad the Vanisher. Flame Emperor. I think this was like the first fire. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think this is like he was like the boss monster for like the first fire structure deck ever. Like let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong. Juggernaut the Mad Flame Kaiju. I do like that. Like they're putting kaijus in there. I love having easy access to all the different kaijus because it just makes the game so much more easier for newer players. Blazing Mars, Bonfire Colossus. I had a couple secret rares of these. I still have 1 left, so like there was one that didn't sell unfortunately, but yeah, Bonfire Colossus. I remember when that was hype. Sacred Phoenix Nephis, Royal Firestorm Guard. Nothing really crazy right there. Spirit of the Flames, Fencing Fire Ferret. I like Fencing Fire Ferret. Take Fireband, Hypnist, Alpha the Master Beast. This is actually really cool. This is not, it's not a fire monster, but it's a really awesome form of removal. I kind of like they added in there. It's like another, like I like when stuff like this just kind of thrown into there. Drone Lockbird, extremely good to have. Drone Lockbird was already starting to get hype, starting to go back up, and I do feel in the next format that it's really gonna be like Ash, Ghost Bell, Nib, Drone Lockbird, and Infinite Impermanence. I feel like those are gonna be like some of the 5 strongest hand traps like that we have. Maybe also throw in a little bit of like Lancia in there because there's gonna be a lot of different kind of stuff going on. But yeah, Drone Lockbird, this is gonna be like one of like the power 5 hand traps going in the next format. Onslaught of the Fire Kings is some of the older support. Circle of the Fire Kings, this is where he originated, but now he's a card now, so he's no longer just here. You got Circle of the Fire Kings, Rekindling. Now this card I'm very interested in Rekindling, and I do want to do some try to do some craziness, some crazy kind of shenanigans with Rekindling. That'd be kind of fun to do. Far Formation Tanky, kind of like staple if you're messing with like Beast Warriors, you want to have that Searcher. Dark Hole, generic destroying, that the deck's all about destroying. Trade in, you got the 8s, and you also want the Grave. Herald the Abyss. It would have been nicer if they put XYZ Encore, kind of knowing that that's the better card to use against Purely, and it doesn't have its reprint. But they're probably saving it for like some kind of middle set. To be honest, I wish Konami would just reduce the number of sets that they're releasing and just give us less sets and just high quality. Maybe I might do another video talking about that, but that's kind of something right there. Flame Veil counter, nothing crazy. Spirits of Fire. Chain Destruction, Trying to Tribute. I do like this is some like Edison reprint and like just it's some more generic cards I have. Like if you don't have them or if you need 3 copies, you don't want to pay the $1, then it's right here in the structure deck. Judgment, extremely huge and good reprint. This was like I think the commons were still like $3 to $5, so this one coming in, this is probably going to be a $1 or $2 range, and it could kind of go back up, but at the same time it's good just to have a lot more of them in rotation, especially in a very popular and sought after structure deck, to make sure there's a lot on the market. Infinite Permanence, another amazing card. There's so many good reprints. I would say that there's 3 super solid reprints in Infinite Permanence, Solemn Judgment, Endril, and Lockbird, and then you also got a couple, smaller kind of good reprints on the side. But to be honest, Infinite Permanence in this deck so good. Like anyone getting a Yu-Gi-Oh, 3 copies of this, make yourself a decent little deck and get some of the strongest cards in the game. Power Sync Stone. This one too right here. I think this only had a printing in Starstrike Blast before, if I'm not mistaken. And there's actually another deck that I'm running, because there's 2 decks that I feel like are gonna be good for the next format. And Power Sync Stone was a card that I thought I was gonna have to go spend like $5-6 for the commons. And when I found out they were in the structure deck, I was very happy, because I was already planning on buying 3. So now I have the 3 copies I need for my other deck. So it's kind of good to see this card. Very interesting. I really would like to get a lot of interactions with the Power Sync Stone. And then here we go, we got some of just like the ending, extra deck stuff. We got Coach, King Trainer, Diamond Dire Wolf, Heat to the Fire, Challenger Blaze, and then right here we got the High Avatar Garunix, the old stuff, the Arvata, and then the Fire King Island. So that is it for the deck. There is a lot of good cards, very, very strong. I love like this surprise. This reprint surprised me. I love that it has the Infinite Permanence, like the Solemn Judgment. Let's go ahead and throw Toriental Tribute in there, because sometimes maybe you don't realize that you don't have these cards. And then the Droll and Lockbird, and a kind of an alpha. These 2 are not that big of reprints, but it's good just to have these, especially if you're a newer player looking for like a good decent deck to jump in. I think this is a really good product, like a really good product to buy. Like seriously, if you want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're able to get yourself like a box of Legendary Collection and 3 copies of this structure deck, I think you'd be in a pretty good spot to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh and be able to get the hang of everything. Yeah, I understand that's like a little bit of money, but like I said, if you want to come into Yu-Gi-Oh and have like a lot of stuff to use and maybe a bit to trade, and then have a decent deck to use, I would pick up 3 copies of this new Fire King structure deck and a box of Legendary Collection, a box of the 20th Anniversary Collection. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.